and welcome to class. My name is Lexi, and I am super excited about this class today because we'll be practicing the sequence that leads up to one of my very favorite postures, which is Wild Thing, a big heart opening posture. So you won't really need anything unless you like using blocks. As well, if you want to grab like a cozy blanket or sweater or some socks for Shavasana. And if you have like a pillow or maybe a folded up blanket or something to prop you up, you can grab something like that. So we're going to start seated, sitting up onto the pillow or blanket or whatever you have. And elevating the hips in this way allows the spine to sit up nice and tall. So rest your hands onto your knees with your palms facing up. Sit up with a long spine. Relax your shoulders from your ears and close down your eyes. And we'll just start by taking a few breaths together. So inhale deeply through your nose. And when you get to the top, hold your breath. Relax your jaw. And then open your mouth as you exhale, sigh it out. Again, inhale deeply through your nose, filling up your chest with breath. Pausing at the top, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Open your mouth as you exhale, let it go. One more like that, deep breath in, filling up your belly, your chest, all the way up to your collarbones, filling up with breath. And then pause at the top. Relax your facial muscles, relax your shoulders. Open your mouth, exhale, sigh it out. And then just return back to your normal breathing in and out of your nose. Notice if you're holding any tension in your forehead, around your eyes. Soften your jaw. Allow your arms to be heavy, fingertips soft. Gently encourage your shoulder blades back in towards one another. So we're not pulling back the shoulder blades, but just gently encouraging them to draw back so there's an expansiveness across the front of your chest. And then draw your belly button in towards your spine to begin to activate your core. Relax your legs and your feet. And then bring your awareness into your heart space. Space inside of your chest that surrounds your heart. And with all of your mind's focus on this one specific part of your body, see if you can feel any kind of sensations there. See if you can notice any subtle buzzings. And if you are not feeling anything, just imagine that your heart space is filled up with twinkling lights that are buzzing and glowing, warm with loving energy. Imagine your heart space is slowly warming up, like your heart is basking in the sunshine. So for many of us right now, we find ourselves staying at home, separated physically from many people that we love, our friends and family, co-workers, and this can be difficult. As humans, we love to express our love physically, with hugs, kisses, hand squeezes. Maybe you haven't seen some of your loved ones in weeks. But just because we're not around them physically doesn't mean that we can't send them our love and connect with them through intentional practices like the one we'll be doing today. So I invite you now to think of someone, anyone that you love. Maybe it's someone who you've been physically separated from for a little while, or a long while. Maybe it's someone who you know is struggling and just needs a little bit of extra love. Or maybe someone comes into your mind and there's not really a reason why they're just in your head. So choose your person. And with your entire being, think of their presence. And then allow their presence to slowly snuggle their way into the warm, cozy heart space that we have created. And throughout the practice today, I invite you to stay connected to that person as we slowly open up our hearts to share this love, pure joy, dynamic expression of love and care. I'm going to give that all to this person today. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your entire being, like you're inhaling through every single pore, a whole bunch of breath. And then take a big breath out of your mouth to let it all go. And then gently blink your eyes open. You can remove your pillow away from you, set it to the side. I'm not really gonna need it, maybe until the end. Take an inhale, reach both arms up high to the sky. And as you exhale, lower your hands down to the floor in front of you, roll over your knees, and come onto your hands and knees. Make sure that your knees are directly underneath your hips. You can untuck your toes. Hands shoulder width distance. And draw your belly button in towards your spine so that the glutes, your bum, is magnetically pulled towards the backs of your knees. And then on your next breath out, begin to walk your hands forward and wider to come to the outer edges of our mats, all the way up to the top. And we're going to come into puppy pose. So spread your fingers really wide and keep pressing down into your hands. And then energetically draw your arms in towards one another. So the upper body is using a lot of strength here. So maybe you just stay here, pressing down into your arms. This can be enough, just gazing down at the floor. Or maybe you can begin to lower down your heart towards the floor. Maybe your forehead just comes down. Maybe you can come all the way down to your heart, chin to the floor. Pressing down to the tops of your feet, and let your heart drop down. And let your butt be really big and wide. Relax your face, and just breathe here a few breaths. Every inhale, filling up your chest with breath. And every exhale, dropping your heart further down towards the floor. Slowly press down into your hands. Begin to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lower slowly your hips to your heels. You can bring your knees in towards one another. Bring your chest to rest onto your thighs, forehead to the floor, arms reaching back behind you. Child's pose. And just take a moment to let all of that flush through. Throughout the practice today, if you feel that you need to rest, you can always come into this position, child's pose. Remember to listen to your body and do what is accessible for you today. This class is meant to be fun and fill you with joy, so remember that. Be easy on yourself and do what you are capable of. Take a big breath in through your nose and a big breath out. Bring your hands forward, spread your fingers wide. Rise yourself back up to your hands and your knees. Again, bring your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide, make sure that your thumbs are in one line and your wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Press down into your knuckle pads and really grab the floor with your fingertips. And then tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, and send your hips up and back to downward facing dog. You can make whatever movements feel good for you in your first downward dog. Maybe shake your head, yes and no, sway your hips side to side. Bending through your knees, stretching the backs of your legs. Continue deep breaths in, deep cleansing breaths out. No matter what, just continue to breathe. Then rise up onto your tippy toes. Begin to walk your feet forward to your hands using little tiny baby steps to get there. See if you can come up high onto your toes and keeping your legs straight and easy. Walk yourself all the way up to the top. Ankles underneath your hips. Bring your hands onto your shins, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, full, rounding your spine, drop your head. Again, do whatever movements feel good here. You can catch opposite elbows, sway your torso side to side. Shake your head yes and no to really drop your head. And then just take a few breaths into the backs of your legs. Along your spine. One more inhale. And a big cleansing exhale to drop your head even heavier. And then release your arms if you have them, bend your knees, and slowly as you can, roll your spine up to standing. Keep your chin tucked in towards your chest, your head comes up west. And when you get to the top, reach your arms up over your head, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart, close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. Big exhale out of your nose or your mouth. Relax your shoulders and take a moment to reconnect to the person you are dedicating your practice to today. Imagine them cozying up inside of your heart. Release your arms to your sides, blink your eyes open. Inhale, reach your fingertips wide and up to the sky. Keep your arms and your fingertips really engaged. Relax your shoulders. And as you breathe out, reach your arms wide, reach your heart forward. Keep your legs super strong. As you lower your torso over your legs, fingertips sprinkle to the floor, round your spine, drop your head. Inhale to lengthen, halfway lift, hands onto your shins or fingertips to the floor. As you exhale, plant your hands, spread your fingers wide, step your feet to the back of the mat to come into plank pose. Inhale and plank. As you exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Bend your elbows, untuck your toes, and lower yourself all the way down to the floor with control. Pressing down into your toenails, engage your core. Peel your heart up off of the floor. Lift your hands up off the floor. Place your hands down, tuck your toes under, lift yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Big exhale. Step your right foot forward to your right thumb, and your left foot forward to your left thumb. Lengthen your spine as you breathe in, halfway lift. Engage your core as you exhale to fold over your legs, drop your head. Bring your hands onto your waist, point your elbows up at the sky. Engage your core and with a flat back, rise all the way up to standing. Fingertips reach up, breathe in. Breathing out, arms reach wide, fold yourself forward, all the way down to the floor, drop your head. Inhale to lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands, step your feet back, plank pose. Option to lower your knees to the floor or keep them lifted. Take a big breath in, come a little bit forward. And as you breathe out, bend your elbows and lower yourself all the way down to the floor with control. Untuck your toes, engage your core. Use your back and your core strength to lift your chest up so that you can lift your hands up. Place your hands down, tuck your toes under. Core drags you back, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Step your left foot forward to your left thumb. Right foot forward to your right thumb. Lengthen your spine as you breathe in. As you breathe out, fold, drop your head, let it go. Root down to the four corners of your feet with a flat back, rise all the way up to standing. Fingertips reach up, breathe in. Breathing out, arms reach wide. Dive your heart forward, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands, step your feet back, plank pose. On your exhale, engage your core with control. Lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes, engage your core. Use your core strength to lift your chest up. Lift your hands up, keep your elbows hugging in towards your waist. Place your hands down, tuck your toes under. Lift yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Big exhale. You can step your feet forward or rise up high into your tippy toes. Gaze at your hands. Bend your knees deeply, and as quietly as you can, hop your feet forward to your hands. Feet hip-width distance apart. Lengthen your spine as you breathe in. Exhale, fold as you breathe out. Rise all the way up to standing with your core engaged. Fingertips reach up, breathe in. Breathe out, hands into your heart center, close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. And like you're breathing out of a straw, blow out of your mouth. Release your arms to your sides, blink your eyes open. Inhale, reach your arms up high in the sky. Exhale, arms reach wide, forward fold, fingertips to the floor, drop your head. Inhale to lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands, step your feet back to plank pose. As you exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Bring your forearms to the floor so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders, if not a little bit more forward. Spread your fingers wide. Press your hands down into the floor. Press the tops of your feet down into the floor, so much that your knees lift up. And then draw your hands like you're grabbing the floor and pulling the floor towards you as your shoulders draw back. So your heart reaches forward. Sphinx pose. Inhale here. And as you exhale, keep the strength of your torso as you glide your hands back. Fingertips in line with your nipples. Hug your elbows in towards one another. Keep pressing down into the tops of your feet. Lift your chest up. Cobra pose. A few breaths here. You can stay here or glide your hands a little bit further back to be in line with your ribs, hugging your elbows in one more time. Tuck your toes under, engage your core. Press down into your hands to lift yourself up. Arms extending towards straight to come into upward facing dog. Keep pressing your hands into the floor. Draw your shoulders back so that your heart reaches forward. Keep your belly button hugging in towards your spine. Wherever you are, take a big breath in. Draw your chin in towards your chest. Hug your belly button in towards your spine. Begin to lift your hips up to downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, lift your right leg up high to the sky. As you exhale, come forward, shoulders over wrists. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. And then quietly step your right foot to your right thumb. Lower your left knee down towards the floor. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up. Low lunge. As you breathe out, reach your left arm forward, your right hand back, right arm back to come into a twist. Keep the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Open up through the right side of your chest. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, lower your right fingertips maybe to your lower back, or maybe to your left, the back of your left leg. And then reach your left fingertips up high to the sky. Inhale. Use your core to rise yourself all the way back up as you exhale. Lower your left fingertips to the floor instead of your right foot. Reach your right arm high to the sky. Right knee above your right ankle. Press down into your left toes. Stay here in low lunge with your knee on the floor, or lift your left knee up to come into twisted high lunge. Take a big breath in, reach your right fingertips a little bit higher. And as you exhale, lower your right fingertips to the floor outside of your right foot. Place your hands, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Rise up high into your tippy toes as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, lower your heels to the right side of your mat so that your left tippy toe is on the floor and all of your toes are pointing to the left side of your mat. And then squish the right side of your body, your right waist. Really press down into your left hand to open up your left side body. Left hip, left waist, left ribs, left armpit. Inhale, come back to center, rise up high into your tippy toes. Exhale to the other side, heels to the left. Left foot flat to the floor, right tippy toes to the floor. Squish your left side body to open up through the right. Really press down into your right hand. If you can begin to lower your left hip towards the floor. Inhale, come back to center, rise up high into your tippy toes. Exhale, lower your heels towards the floor. Inhale, lift your left foot up and back behind you. Exhale, come forward, left knee towards your chest. Step your left foot down to your left thumb. Lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, rise it up. Low lunge. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Keep your fingertips really nice and bright. Feel the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky as you breathe in. As you breathe out, you can lower your left hand to your lower back, or maybe to the back of your right leg. And then reach your right arm up to the sky. Take an inhale. Engage your core to rise yourself all the way back up. Lower your right fingertips to the floor inside of your left foot. Reach your left arm up, twisted low lunge. Stay here or press down into your right tippy toes to lift your right knee up off the floor. If your right knee is lifted, really press your right thigh up to the sky. Draw your left hip back. Press down into your right fingertips and open up. Try to point your heart towards the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your left fingertips to the floor. Place your hands. Step your left foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up high into your tippy toes. Exhale to lower your heels to the right side of your mat. Right foot flat to the floor. Left tippy toes to the floor. And remember, squish your right side body to open up through the left. You can stay here or press down into your right hand to lift your left arm up to the sky. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, lower your left hand to the floor. Come back to center. Rise up high into your tippy toes as you inhale. Exhale to the other side, left heels to the floor, or both heels to the left side of your mat. All of your toes pointing to the right side of your mat. Onto your right tippy toes. Reach your left heel down to the floor to open up through the right side body. And then you can stay here or press down into your left hand to lift your right arm up to the sky. If your right arm is lifted, really jazz up your fingers. Make sure energy is flowing from your right fingertips all the way down and down your arm into your heart. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, lower your right hand down. Heels back in towards the center. Downward facing dog. Woo! Take a breath in. And a big breath out. Rise up high into your tippy toes again. Lower, again, your heels to the right side of your mat. Come up onto your left tippy toes. Really engage, squeeze the right side body to open up through the left. Stage 1, both hands to the floor. Stage 2, reach your left arm up high to the sky. You can stay here breathing. Or stage 3, press down into your right foot and your right hand to lift your left knee up. You can reach your left arm up over your head. Maybe you can gaze up at the sky. Keep your left foot really nice and flexed. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your left hand down, lower your left foot down, downward facing dog. Inhale, rising up to your tippy toes. Exhale, heels to the left side of your mat, right tippy toes to the floor. Stage 1, stay here with both hands on the floor. Stage 2, reach your right arm up to the sky. Stay here, or stage 3, pressing down into your left foot and your left hand to lift your right knee up. See if you can open up through your chest to point your heart at the sky. Maybe gaze up at your right fingertips. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, lower your right hand to the floor. Woo. Your right foot to the floor. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lower your knees to the floor. And tuck your toes. Lower your hips to your heels. Come to sit up onto your shins. Hands onto your shins with your palms facing up. Close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. Take a big cleansing breath out of your mouth to let all of that flush through. Inhale through your nose. Big exhale. One more breath in. Collect any of that leftover residue. And a big breath out. Let it all go. It's like a reset. We'll go in again. Come forward. Bring your hands to the top of your mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes under. Lift yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Rise up high into your tippy toes. This time come forward to a plank pose. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and lower yourself all the way onto the floor. Untuck your toes. Really press down into the tops of your toes so that your legs are engaged. So you'll notice that when you do this, your knees lift up off the floor and then your butt becomes activated. Use those butt muscles. And then draw your belly button in towards your spine. Draw your shoulder blades back in towards one another. Keep all of this activation as you reach your arms forward, biceps hugging into your ears. Keep your gaze down at the floor. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, reach your arms wide. Fingertips reach all the way back towards your toes. As you breathe out, reach your arms to the sides and then bring them forward. So it's like we are swimming through thick honey. Keep your chest lifted, reaching your fingertips back. Riding your breath as you exhale, reach your arms forward. And we'll do one more. Big breath in. Reach your hands behind you. Breathing out, arms reach forward, biceps hugging to your ears. Lower your hands, fingertips in line with your nipples. Draw your elbows in towards your waist. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you breathe in, reach your right leg up high to the sky. As you breathe out, come forward, hug your right knee in towards your right armpit or tricep or elbow. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, lower your right knee to your right wrist. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, draw your right knee back up in towards your right armpit. Inhale, right knee slides down to your wrist. Exhale, right knee up to your right armpit. Inhale, one more. Right knee to your wrist. Exhale, hug it in. Reach your right leg up and back behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward. Right knee hugs in towards your chest. Lower your right foot to the floor. Woo! Lower your left knee to the floor. And then walk your feet or your hands so that your left hand is outside of the left side of your mat. like onto the floor. And then bring your right hand onto your right thigh. Keep your right foot really nice and flexed, the right toes hugging back in towards your right shin. Draw your right shoulder back, spinning your heart to the sky. You can stay here in this twist. Keep pressing down into your left fingertips so that your shoulder reaches away from your left ear. You can stay here or bend your left knee, reach back with your right hand, and hook your left foot with your right hand. Keep your left foot really nice and flexed. Take a big breath in, draw your right shoulder back. And as you breathe out, begin to bend into your right knee, keeping your left heel hugging in towards your left sit bone. This is a really deep stretch into the front of the thigh muscles, the quad. So, breathe. Relax your jaw. Keep your core really nice and strong. Your whole body is supporting you in this position. Take one more breath in, and one more breath out to sink a little bit deeper. And then slowly, with control, release your left foot. Slowly, slowly, come back. Woo! Place your hands, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Rise up high into your tippy toes as you breathe in. As you breathe out, sink your heels to the floor. On your next breath in, reach your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, come forward, left knee into your armpit. Inhale here. Exhale, draw your knee down towards your left wrist. Inhale here. As you exhale, draw your left knee up to your left armpit. Inhale, draw it down. Exhale, draw it up. One more, knee to wrist. Exhale, draw it up. Step it back. Three-legged downward dog, left leg high. Woo! Exhale, come forward. Left knee hugs into your chest. And then step your left foot down to the floor. Right knee to the floor. Walk your right fingertips to the outer edge of the right side of your mat. Bring your left hand to your left thigh. Draw your left shoulder back so that your heart spins towards the ceiling. You can stay here or bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand, hook your foot with your hand. Keep your right foot really flexed. Take an inhale breath. Really fill up your chest with breath, spinning your heart to the sky. And then keep your heart where it is. Sink your left knee a little bit deeper to stretch the front of your right thigh. Relax your jaw. Just take a few breaths into whatever you are experiencing right now. One more big breath in. And a big breath out to sink a layer deeper. Slowly release your right foot. Come back to center. Place your hands, lift your right knee up. Send your left foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up high into your tippy toes as you breathe in. As you breathe out, lower your heels to the floor. You can stay here in downward dog or lower your knees to the floor. Rest in child's pose. Just take a few breaths. Smoothing out your breath. And we'll meet you downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up high into your tippy toes and come forward to plank pose. Bend your elbows, lower yourself down to the floor. Untuck your toes, reach your arms back, hands to the floor, or I should say palms to the floor. Draw your shoulder blades in towards one another. engage your core strong, legs really strong. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Lift your chest a little bit higher. Then reach your arms up. Try to relax your shoulders from your ears and hug your pinkies towards each other behind your back. You can stay here or lift your legs up. It doesn't really matter how high you go. It's more about keeping energy flowing through your legs. So keep your feet either flexed or pointed or pointed so that your legs stay really nice and strong, and keep, think back with your toes and forward with your heart. And take one more breath in to lift everything a little bit higher. Stay here as you breathe out. And lift your right leg up higher than your left. And then reach your left leg up to meet your right. Reach your left leg up higher than your right. And then reach your right leg up to meet your left. And then take one more breath in. Make everything a little bit brighter. And then as you exhale, slowly with control, lower yourself down. Bring your hands to plant onto the floor. And rest your forehead onto your stacked hands. And you can sway your hips side to side. Woo! Make whatever sound you need to make so you can really release all of that energy that we just dug up. Take a big breath in through your nose. And a big breath out. Woo. And then slide your hands in towards your waist. Elbows hug in towards each other. Tuck your toes under. And lift yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Rise up high into your tippy toes as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, lower your your heels to the right side of your mat. Left tippy toes to the floor. You can stay here. Stage 1, both hands to the floor. Stage 2, reach your left arm up high to the sky. So you can stay here, just working on your balance. This is a great place to be. Or you can root down into your right hand and your right foot to lift your left knee up. Then reach your left arm up and over your head so that your left bicep is hugging in towards your left ear. Your left palm is facing the floor. And then, slowly as you can, with control, you're going to begin to step your left foot to touch the floor behind you. And then once your tippy toes touch, press down into the ball of your left foot. Point your right toes more towards the back of your mat. Bend both of your knees to start. Again, hug your left bicep in towards your left ear. Really press down into your right hand. Then begin to press down into both of your feet, extending your right leg towards straight. Use the energy from your feet up into your legs, up into your pelvic floor, to engage your core, to then lift your chest up, curling your heart towards the top of your mat. Fingers to the top of your mat. Wild thing. Come up, Shavasana. Keep your core really nice and engaged. Reach your heart forward. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. And then to come out, gather your core, draw your belly button in. Slowly lift your left knee up, left hand to the floor, left foot to the floor, downward facing dog. Whew. Inhale deeply, and then exhale. Whew. Yeah. It's a good one, a really good one. Other side. Inhale, rise up high into your tippy toes. Exhale, lower your heels to the left side of your mat, right tippy toes to the floor. Stay here in stage 1 with both hands onto the floor. If you're going to stay here, really press down into that right hand to open up the right side body. So stay here, stage 1, stage 2, root down to lift your right arm up to the sky. Keep your right fingertips nice and bright. You can stay here or Lift your right knee up. Keep your right foot flexed. And then you can begin to step your right tippy toes to the floor behind you. Reach your right arm up and over your head, right bicep hugging in towards your right ear. And then first, bend both of your knees a little bit. Reestablish the connection of your left hand onto the floor. Really grip the floor with your fingertips. And then with the energy from your feet, use the energy from the floor to begin to extend your legs towards straight. Use the energy from your legs all the way up into your core. Engage your core. And then use that strength to point your heart towards the top of the mat. Bring your fingertips to the top of the mat. Think of the person you're dedicating this practice to. Take one more big breath in, filling up your whole breath, sending breath to that person inside of your heart. And as you breathe out, shoot all of that love, that energy out of your heart. And then slowly begin, engage your core, come back, right hand to the floor, right knee up, right foot back, downward facing dog. Rise up high onto your tippy toes. And then as you exhale, lower your heels to the floor. And begin to walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let it go. Begin to bend your knees, lower your hips, all the way down to the floor. Bring your feet forward. Bring your arms forward. Take a big breath in. Keep your feet planted to the floor as you breathe out. Slowly with control, lower your spine all the way down for 5, 4, 3. I've been doing all these ab workouts and my core is so sore. 2 and 1. Walk your feet in, closer in towards your sit bones, and then walk them out to the outer sides of your mat. And then bring your arms to your sides, lean your knees in on one another, close your eyes, take a few breaths in this constructive rest pose. And just notice the sensations that are buzzing around your body right now. And maybe you feel a lot right now, or maybe you feel nothing at all. Maybe it's really super subtle. Wherever you are on that spectrum is perfect. So stay with whatever you're experiencing. Keep your awareness inside your body. Gently encouraging the integration of all of the openings that we've just created. It can be a lot. That's why I love this pose so much. It's so powerful. And separate your knees, walk your feet more in close towards the center. And then draw your knees up, but make sure that your knees are directly above your hips, and then bring your shins up so that your shins are parallel to the floor. And then bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, like where the crease of your hips are. And then just begin to press your hands in towards your thighs. And take a few breaths here. Inhale. Slowly as you exhale, lower your feet to the floor. And then make fists with your hands. Bring the knuckles or your fists to the tops of your thighs again, right in the hip creases. with your feet flat to the floor, you're going to press your fists in towards your thighs. And you might feel like a lengthening stretch along your spine. I love this stretch so much. Just take a few deep breaths. And slowly release. Draw your knees in, hands onto your knees. Just draw some circles on the ceiling with your knees to massage your lower back. In one direction, draw circles. And then draw circles in the other direction. Circles can be really big or really small, more fast or slow, do whatever feels good. And then draw your knees back in towards the center. Reach through your thighs to grab your big toes or the outer edges of your feet. Bring your feet up to come into happy baby pose. Flex your feet. Draw your knees in towards the sides of your ribs. Rest your shoulders, let them rest heavy to the floor. Relax your jaw, then you can gently sway side to side if that feels good. Maybe you want to extend your legs straight. Come back, happy baby pose. Release your feet. Reach your arms wide to the side in a T position. Draw your knees in towards your chest. And then lower your knees to one side. And then adjust yourself so that both shoulder blades can rest easy on the floor. And then you can stay gazing up at the sky or to the side. Wherever feels good, most cozy for your neck. Take a few breaths into this cleansing twist. Imagine your breath is like the purest, cleanest water, and you're rinsing all of your organs clean. Big breaths. And then draw your knees to the center and slowly lower them to the other side. Adjust your torso so that your shoulders can rest comfortably on the floor. Gaze wherever feels most nourishing for your neck. Relax your feet, relax your legs. Close your eyes if they're not already, and maintain your awareness resting on your internal experience. And then gently draw your knees back in towards the center. And then extend your legs straight out to the sky, ankles above your hips. So sometimes we want to bring the feet more forward towards the face, but just make sure that your ankles are above your heels. Your hips. So I want to keep saying that. Body parts are hard. And then you can relax your feet, relax your toes. Relax your belly, relax your face. And then reach your arms up or drop your shoulders back. And let your hands be really soft. And then begin to shake your feet and your legs. Shake, 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 shake. And then shake your hands and then your arms. Shake as hard as you can, all of your limbs. I know it feels weird, and it probably looks weird. Just do it. Shake, 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 shake. Shake as hard as you can. Shake even harder. Shake even harder for 5, 4, 3. Shake, 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 shake even harder for 2. And then I want to keep your legs and your arms up and be still. Slowly lower your arms to the floor. Bend your then extend your legs straight to come into final Shavasana. Get your blanket, your socks, whatever you need, so you can be really nice and cozy, comfortable. Bring your feet at least as wide as your mat, if not even wider. And then your arms just away from your sides, like your big starfish basking in the sun. And then take one more breath in to collect any leftover residue that we have dug up today. Take a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, imagine it leaving your body completely. And if you feel like you didn't get it all out, just take more of those big breaths. Take as many as you need to really get it all out. And once you've found your position, allow yourself to be totally still. Relax any tension or holding in your forehead. Soften the skin around your eyes. Let your eyeballs lay heavy in their sockets. Relax your jaw. Soften your neck. Relax your shoulders. Let your arms be really heavy. Your fingertips naturally curling in. Allow your chest to be soft, belly soft. Pelvis heavy, legs heavy, feet and toes super relaxed. And then bring your awareness to your breathing, watching the gentle rise of your belly as you breathe in, the gentle fall of your belly as you breathe out. And as much as you can, keep your focus on your experience right now, in this moment. And as we stay here for a few more minutes, you notice that your mind is wandering, having thoughts. Just gently bring yourself back